coffee, please. Coffee, please. Coffee, please. Would you give me more coffee, please? Coffee, please. Coffee, please. Would you give me more coffee, please? Coffee, please. Coffee, please.
Oh, yeah. Get that coffee, please. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday
Would you
morning.
give me more coffee, please?
Get that coffee. Get that coffee, please. Coffee, please. Oh, yeah. How's it? What's up? Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome. This is actually episode 6. I don't think I put it on the episode of Coffee with BF and Stormee. Look, I got the goggles on with the glare. How y'all doing today? Happy Monday. Good to be here with everybody. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to try to fit in a quick hour. But right before the BS show, I had to peel myself away from the Uncle Rico show. You know, we love all the Strictly Network stuff, you know, for obvious reasons, because we're on there with the sports heads, which we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. We got a great new feature or a way to present the show to you today. And we got a jam-packed hour. We're going to talk about the podcast week and what's coming up this week. Let's throw some comments up from some of our people. My boy Bone Loads, our West Coast correspondent on Sports Heads, and good friend checked in. Let's check this out right here. Bone Loads, what's up, brother? He said, one day I will wake up early enough for this. I bet you will, Bones. He's out there on the East Coast, so we do 10 here on the East, so that's like 7 in the morning for him. It might be a little early for my West Coast bro, but there we go. Happy Monday. And the Cherry says, yes, one day you might. And there's our boy Scott. We're getting the early bird, catching that worm. Scott checking in. Thought about throwing you the link out, brother, but I wasn't sure if you were be prepared for air this time of the day. But I know say sometimes you're not always up this hour, but we'll talk about that in the future. What's this say? Glare guy. Hi, yeah, dude. Glare guy. Here we go. Look. That's why I gotta get down. I gotta get my contact game down, Jared, because I got a lot of this going on. So I try to take them on and off. How you doing this morning? I see you all in the chats and everything. If you're not first, you just happen to be second in the chat only because of Bone Loads today. But we have a lot of great stuff. We're going to talk a little about the weather. We'll talk about what National Calendar Day is. And we're going to bring in, let's see, get some of our fancy graphics from our fancy girl, Stormee. You're watching. Boom. There it is. You heard it with the music. Starting the show. Coffee Pod with BF and Stormee. That's what we are watching right now. Okay. Graphics here. Right here. Oh, that was the wrong thing. You got the wrong thing, brother. Here we go. Overlays. This is what you want. Here we go. This is what we do here. Monday morning coffee pod with BF. Just enough information to be dangerous. Gossip column report. And we got some great information that's packaged up in a new, unique way we're going to bring to you. So I'm going to bring in my co-host. Let's say hello to our friend Stormee. Hey, Stormee, what's up? Good morning. How you doing today?
I'm good. Good.
Very good. All right. Very good. Get this comment down. Do you have a good start to your day so far?
Yeah, not too bad. Just trying to get the kids to school is kind of a struggle on a Monday after we've had so many snow days.
Right. Now, are they doing the thing where are they going to allow or are they going to have children make up snow days at home? Because around here they're talking about where snow days might be a thing of the past.
I haven't heard anything around here yet. As far as I know, they allot us so many snow days a year, but they haven't said anything about changing it. I don't know.
Yeah, but like some people think that missing school from snow might be a thing of the past with all this online learning that we got used to during the pandemic. Some of the school systems where I live in here in Maryland, they are proposing that there be no such thing essentially as snow days. They'll write a couple in, but after a while, they were going to kind of make it up online. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I know that can be challenging for younger kids, right?
Yeah, with them being younger, they're still like my son, he's still in grade school and my daughter's in pre-K. So with them being that young, I don't foresee them doing that with them, but they might do it with older kids.
Yeah. Now, do you have your coffee? I got my coffee. It's got
Hot
present.
coffee.
Hot coffee today. Ooh, you're a fancy girl, which we're going to get into. You got a name, fancy girl. We're going to get into that. Let's see, Glare guy. Let's see. Our boy JT checking in saying, good morning, JT. Happy Monday, bro. Thanks for joining us. And Scott says, Stormee experimenting with the camera angles. Yes, she always coming from a different undisclosed location. She's got her gear tight this morning. Got some good headphones coming in good. Got your lit up microphone. You're looking good, sounding good. Well, that's
Awesome.
good. Well, we got 4 people with us already, Stormee, and I know we have a lot to talk about. Now, before I get on to that, now I know that we're going to show something really cool. Stormee has produced a nice package to go along, a video package to go along with what we're talking about today. Now you were up kind of burning the midnight oil or beyond midnight oil. I know you
Yeah.
like finally put the finishing touches on it. It was like 2:30 in the morning my time, which means it was like 1:30 your time, right?
30, yeah, which sometimes I can't sleep, so I don't go to
Mhm.
sleep sometimes probably 2 or 3 days out of the week, I'll be up that late. I don't know why, I just have a weird sleep schedule.
Oh, I'm glad that I'm not the only one because I'm like a 5-6 hour guy, and sometimes it does catch up to me, and I'll have to get a little more than 5. But for the
Yep.
most part, I can kind of go like real late. Like you hit me up, like, "Hey, I just finished up this cool video that we're going to show
Yeah.
people," and I was like, "Whoa, she's still up," and it's like 2:30 my way. So I tried to answer it real quick, and I caught a couple Z's, and caught my regular 5 or so, and then here we're right back at it. Now I don't have to get kids off to school no more, so I commend you for being able to do that. She's
This helps.
There you go. Killing it on all ends. So we appreciate you. Let's see. Jerry says, I was a school bus driver ages ago. Don't miss it. Hi, Stormee and the Tegulars. Is that what that says? I'm going to put my glasses on for that one. Hey,
I think
yeah,
so,
I
like,
think when you're younger, you think, oh, when I get older and I retire, that'll be like my retirement job. I'll drive kids around. But the more and more kids are getting out of hand nowadays, and you're seeing some of these viral videos on these buses, I don't think that's any kind of job I want to be running to anytime soon.
no.
Let's see. Scott says, I hope this is going to be Andrew. He was killing it this weekend. Well, I think we might have some Andrew talking there. Let's get to this video package. So, because we love podcasts so much and we are constantly just sharing links about who's coming on next. I mean, these guys are just hitting us with the content, whether it be the free stuff, the Patreon stuff, MLC, Uncle Rico, the Shuley Network, you name it. We watch all of it. We're sharing links. We're up till we're burning the, the midnight oil and beyond midnight. We love this shit. Hey, shout out to the 5 people joining us. Happy Monday. All right, so let's do a little weather here. Start off your day. Some traditional stuff. We'll talk about the weekend a little bit. So you can see there, most of the country is kind of clear. There's big masses blew off of the east coast of the United States here, but it is cold. It's just straight up cold. If you look at this map right here, it's blue, and blue don't mean nothing good in the winter. It's all cold. We're in most of the countries in the 30s and the 40s, even out west in like California, they're experiencing some cold. You can see only really the lows right now. I mean, the high temperatures are down near the equator, of course. So keep warm and dress appropriately wherever you are at. Doesn't look like any rain in any particular area. How's it where you're at today, Stormee?
It's honestly not awful. It was about, I think it was almost 40 degrees whenever I come in earlier, so, I mean, it's not
Yeah.
awful.
Well,
It's
we
been
had
worse.
that. Yeah, well, we had that real cold. The whole country, and it's still in the kind of in the grips of it, as you saw by that map, had a really cold weekend. Like it was even around my area, it was like you just didn't want to step outside. You didn't just to walk from your house to your car, like you dreaded it. We went grocery shopping, and it was like, oh, I got to go back out in this again. It was one of those kind of weekends. And then finally, by like yesterday, it started warming up a little bit.
I ordered DoorDash one day,
Did you?
while the kids were on a break for snow days or whatever,
Mhm.
and, I wasn't thinking about my driveway being iced over,
Oh,
and the guy had a truck, and so he made it up here, four-wheel drive, but he got out and he slipped and fell with the pizza and
oh,
cracked his head on the back of the
oh my God. Oh, Jesus. DoorDash to the hospital, I guess. Wow. That that's interesting that you use that. My daughter uses those services a lot, DoorDash, and she has pretty good luck with it. Now, there's been a few times where we've tried it with her, or my wife and I have tried it, and it seems like there's been more than a few times that we've had to either go back for something, order it and come back right. There was one time we ordered some food from Five Guys Burger Place, and the guy kind of just drove around and just ate it all day. So yeah, I have mixed success with that. So let's see. Bus drivers' lives matter. Chris Abels, our boy, checking in. Had a great episode of Replayables Friday. Was like laughing. He had that great infectious laugh going on where he just starts cackling at those videos, and you can't help but laugh with him. Shout out, brother. JT says up here in Maine, we had 19 below and actually had a pipe burst. Oh shit, bro. Now I don't know if it was home personally or at work, but I wish you well with that because I know that's no fun. And I don't like when you get the pipe bursting weather where around here they tell us to keep the water outside on
Yeah,
your spigots kind of running a little bit because if you don't keep it flowing, it will kind of freeze up on its own. So
yes.
wish you well with that. No tip for him. No tip for that dude, right? Kind of urgent care. So yeah, so then So were you left with kind of awkward feeling? Like, did you have to render first aid? Like, how did it go?
I think he was trying to play it off like he was okay, and I have a camera system, and I haven't pulled it yet, but I'm gonna have to pull the recording and
Oh, Adam.
watch it because when he fell and he cracked his head, I went to help him up, and
Yeah.
he's like, "No, no, no, no," like he was embarrassed and stuff, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Okay." So I tried to move away, and then he said that he would meet me at the door with the pizza. Well, he kept slipping in the ice like it was his shoes. He just kept slipping all over the place.
Oh my God. Well, there's nothing for ice, nothing's good. I have a 4-wheel drive truck and people say, "Oh, I bet that's good in snow." Yeah, it's good in snow, or in this weather, but it's
Mhm.
nothing's good in ice. When you have a
No,
4-wheel drive, that's just 4 wheels of spinning.
yep.
Let's see. Jerry says, JT plumbers in Maine must have job security on those pipe bursts. Yeah, they probably do, Jerry. They probably do, brother. Let's see. Mr. Abel, I'm glad everybody's having fun with the chat. Hey, checking in. You're welcome, bro. Let's see. Chris starts my weekend. Yes, he does. That's right. That's very good. I would like to say maybe Sports Heads start your weekend if we were on. For those of you who are fans of Sports Heads or wondering, we did one episode on the Shuli Network, and then DabbleCon hit like right kind of as we started taking off. Well, our one show on that network. We're so excited to be there, and we're going to be back this Friday. So really, Jerry, I think technically what you wanted to say is that Sports Heads and Andrew start off your weekend, but we'll let you slide on that one since we're on hiatus, brother. How you doing? Let's see. Send it
Yeah,
to replayable Stormy. There you
that's
go.
a good
That's a
idea.
great idea. So she'll pull that. Maybe she can pull that down for you, Chris, and you will have some
Yes.
homemade.
I'm hoping the truck didn't block it and it caught all of it on camera. I've gotta check.
Well, I know if you have it, I know you'll get it, and we'll be sharing it with
Yep.
everybody. Sure do, Jerry. About the job security, hardware stores were running out of plumbing supplies. Wow. I guess when it gets that cold, there's probably not enough. And if you do let the outside spigots run or let it run, where do you let it run to? You're just going to create a problem or a frozen waterfall somewhere else. Let's see. Scott says, Stormy video it for replayables. Yeah, I think she's going to try to do that now on your suggestions. And he says, awesome. So we'll see if we can get that to you. And yes, the sports head. That's right, Jerry. We'll let you slide down a little technicality, brother. We know we weren't on this week. Yeah, we were debating whether to honor being on the Shuli Network or just go back and do one show. And I felt with everything that's going on, I didn't really want to press them. They've been so good and gracious to us. And I know what I have a sense of what they're dealing with, and that their whole crew literally was just had ascended on Rochester. So I can see where they really didn't have the capability. And they even talked up to the last minute about, hey, maybe if we get there, we'll try to throw a show on for you. But, so they did really try to work with us. But I understand with everything going on. But check us out this Friday coming up for an all new episode of Sports Heads on the Shuli Network on YouTube. Chris, be me. Chris, be me to do it. Yeah. Let's see. Thank you, Scotty. And let's see.
Beat me to it.
Andrew BF and Friends Rock. Thank you, Jared. We appreciate Jared. I remember seeing him in the chat, and early on he said, I'm not really much of a sports guy, BF. And I said, well, come on over, because it's just a bunch of knuckleheads just sitting around, and we talk about sports and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm glad you're part of the Sports Heads family as well, Jerry. Thank you, brother. Let's see. It was a good move, guys. All right. Thank you. All right, here we go. All right, so we did a little weather. Now I want to talk about this National Day stuff real quick. We always like to talk about, apparently every day is a holiday, and today is a National Day. And Stormy made me this night's graphic, but we'll talk about it in a couple ways. She says, today, our national days are National Valentine's Shopping Reminders Day. So for you fellas out there, you got to remember, coming up on the 14th, don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. Get your shit. Put your order in. And then also February 6th is National Frozen Yogurt Day. So I'm not a big frozen yogurt guy, but if you like frozen yogurt, if that floats your boat, go ahead. Let's talk about the first one. Now, you put up National Valentine's Shopping Day. Now, of course, most of these holidays I haven't heard of, and I'm assuming a lot of people haven't either. And I use a particular National Day calendar. And so I see you give me that graphic, and I'm like, well, that particular graphic is not on my National Day calendar. And I thought, is Stormy like kind of making this up to like drop hints for men for the husband or something like? So then I found your national calendar. So apparently there's a couple different entities out there. Was it National Calendar Day and then National Day Calendar? Just a couple words different, but they both try to do the same things. So I
Mhm.
did see where you got that information from, but it is good public service.
Ones too that 'cause they have so many different things you can pick from. That's the national holiday or whatever of the day, and so I just picked the 2 that I thought would be most relevant since Valentine's Day was coming up. I thought, "Well, that'd be a good reminder."
Yes, it is a good reminder, and I'll give you my story with Valentine stuff. My tradition is my wife likes chocolate covered strawberries, so we have like an edible arrangements place around us, and
Mhm.
I'm smart enough because I've been married long enough that I know to pre-order my stuff. So I kind of felt what you were getting at, and so I feel so bad for the guys that are up there. Because when you said about don't forget your stuff and get your orders in early, that is key. Because if
Mhm.
you're ordering flowers or chocolate or something like that, don't think you're going to walk in that day, fellas, and get the
No.
stuff. I walk into these edible arrangements on like Valentine's Day to make my pickup, and it's swarmed with guys, and they all have that scared, frightened look on their face, like I've
Yep.
never been. I don't have no what I'm doing. I got to do this. It's my one day a year. I got to shop and buy something so I don't get my ass kicked. So these guys are in there, and all of a sudden, the person behind the counter goes, "Hey guys, if unless you pre-ordered something, we are like making no new orders. So if you didn't put your order in, we can't help you today." And about half of the guys like walked out the door. And I was like, whoa, I felt bad for them. They were like so sullen, like, oh Lord, I'm gonna get my ass kicked now. What am I gonna do?
Oh,
I, I thought about much like the Chick-fil-A on Sunday. I thought about my entrepreneurial wheels started turning, and I'm like, you know what? I should pre-order some stuff that these guys can give out to their wives and have it in the trunk outside when they come out and say, "Hey, guy, come on here.
yeah,
I got
there
you.
you
I got your trunk hook up for your edible arrangements, guys." Because
there
I
you
felt their pain. I felt so bad for those guys, man. I'm like, these guys are screwed, and you just feel
Oh, yeah.
that empathy. Much like when Bob forgot Gina at the train station and blew all his points. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to. You can't mess up Thanksgiving. So I feel bad for those guys. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I'll be alone on Valentine. Wish and you live closer. I don't know what you two. I don't want to know what you two did if you would get together. So I don't even want to know that. Let's see. Mr. Abels says, my national calendar, it's BF Stormee Day Coffee. All right. I like that. We're going to add one, Chris. Hey, shout out to the 8 people joining us this morning. Happy Monday, everybody. We're happy to have 8 people join us for
Yeah.
coffee with on this Monday morning. We're having a lot of fun. Let's see, Mr. Abels. Hustle it, BF. All right, we're going to do it. And here comes my sister checking in. Hello, Stormee, and little brother checking in. Here we go. Happy Monday, I'm happy. And my sister's really gotten into the podcast game. I think I introduced her to it, and I see her. She does like us, Stormee. She'll be up
Mhm.
really late at night in the chats. Let's see. Oh, homie. I'm going to play that. Now, I don't know if I want to give, well, I don't know if homie wants her ID divulged, so maybe I'll tell you. Do you know who homie
I
is?
think I picked it up
Okay.
recently.
Okay, I think we all put the context clues together, but I won't be the one to put it out there, homie. Let's just say that homie really doesn't play that. Let's see. What this Thanksgiving. Did I
Oh,
say
maybe it's
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving. I don't know. I thought oh, well, Valentine's Day.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
I mean, chocolate covered strawberries are good on Thanksgiving too, so.
Did I say hey, Death Row. Death Row is in his house. What's up, Death Row? All right. Well, we're having fun hanging out with friends today. We're glad you're here on this Monday with us. Let's see what we got here. So I had that National Day up. Let me find this one. Yeah, so now let's talk about real quick. What about the yogurt day? I'm not a big yogurt guy. Are you a frozen yogurt person?
Not if I go get it at the store, but if we go to, like, those frozen yogurt places that have, like, all the stuff,
Yeah.
I can eat it there, but I'm not regularly eating
Yeah.
it.
I'm not even fond of that neither because it just never tasted proper to me. I guess I'm just an ice cream guy too much. But
Yeah,
my kids loved it too, and we would go there too. And yeah, it kind of fools you because you add the yogurt, you add this and this. Before you know it, you're paying like $9 for like a cup of yogurt like this big, and you're like, what in the hell is this? Like,
it's
what is It's like $9 worth of what? So I'm not a big yogurt guy, but if you like yogurt, this is your day, people. Yay, homie. Homie love. There's a little clue right there. Homie
Yeah.
and Chris, thanks for joining us today, guys. We appreciate you. Okay. So we got through with our national days and we got multiple national calendars. So yeah, guys. So don't forget, Valentine's Day is coming. Get them orders in. Get on the phone. Get on the internet. Don't mess this up. Oh, mess this up. All right. Now I guess our weekend started since we didn't do sports heads. Our weekend started Thursday night with all the DabbleCon talk.
Mm-hmm.
So DabbleCon is the convention. So for people that might not know what the root word of dabble means, so the boys on Uncle Rico, Shuley and Bob Levy and them, they like to Uncle Rico is a reference to Uncle Rico from the movie Napoleon Dynamite, where he never got over being the guy from the past. So Stuttering John Melendez, when he used to do his interviews, he still thinks he's that guy. They do the Uncle Rico show. Now they took it to DabbleCon. He was doing an interview with the comedian Chrissy Mayer online one day, and Chrissy innocently says to John, "Hey John, I heard that you dabble in comedy." Well, because he has such a large head about himself, he got highly indignant at this comment. Will you mean I dabble? I'm Howard Stern this, Howard Stern that. I've been around for years. Shit. Highly. So it's just a joke that people ran with. So Chrissy Mayer dubbed him. He became the dabbler of comedy. Hence DabbleCon. So that's why they called it DabbleCon. So this is where people that are fans of this line of questioning and this whole thing that they are doing with John and people that want to be comedians are dabblers of comedy. So they had a whole convention around it. And it started Thursday night. They drove to Rochester and they started doing a live show. I'll give you this video. We'll start out, and Stormee has some of this video. This is a little video here of them bringing beer into DabbleCon.
Maybe that'll help. Ease any concern. Hey, anybody, if you're wondering if DabbleCon is happening this weekend.
So they're bringing the Coors Light because John notoriously likes the Coors Light. He likes the. So, all right. So let's start with we're going to start with the Stormee video package now. Now, Stormee has been killing it on all levels. And over the weekend, as we're throwing links around, all of a sudden she goes, hey, Bob, hey, BF, I got this video package I'm putting together. And we're going to go through it right now. So let's set up the brand. And let's bring it up. This is going to be our podcast report and gossip column. We're going to roll a video package for you, and Stormee, we'll talk about each one as we go along here. So let's see. So let's just you would probably enjoy it much better if I actually share the screen with you. Let's see. Here we go. Let's roll this package and we'll pause it and we'll talk about it a little bit.
$1.99. Do you have a bloodhound? Everything in my house is blood something. And if you need any pictures or anything done, posters, Stormee, she's the girl. She's the girl that does all the stuff for me. You know, she's a fancy girl. Fancy girl.
A fancy girl indeed. How about that? All right, so let's talk about that. So as we say, we love these podcasts and we love participating, and obviously Stormee likes super chatting and getting in there. So we were watching that like a week or so ago, and we were just watching it innocently. I had no idea Stormee was doing that, and all of a sudden I hear Bob doing this accent. He's like, "Stormee's a fancy girl." What did you think about that when you saw that, Stormee?
I thought that was hilarious. I liked it.
Yeah.
That wasn't from this past week. I think it was before, but I had to put that in there because I didn't share it before.
No, that's good. And yeah, we have so much going on in the podcast world, not only just enjoying them, but yeah, you participate and do the super chats. So I just thought that was really funny that Bob, he's so and you don't even have to buy a super chat with Bob. Some of these shows, they might not even get around to your super chat, but Bob loves interacting with us so much and just saying, hey, oh, there's Stormee. Let me see what she has to say. There's BF, there's Bobby. Yeah. Let me see what he has to say. And that's what makes watching these shows so much fun for us, is that you feel like you're a part of it, because we are. And we're not only a part of it in the chat, but Shuley has brought the sports heads over to his network. We are literally part of it. So we thank him for that. All right. So all right. So I have the next clip coming up. Can you set this next one up?
So the next one, it's Rob Saul show.
Okay.
And in this portion, you'll get to understand a little bit more about what Uncle's role is in the topics that they talk about,
Okay.
you included.
All right. Yes. I get rolled up in this stuff. So let's roll this one. Here we go. Shout out to the 9 people watching. You're watching Monday Morning Coffee Pie. We're reviewing all of our favorite moments from the past week.
He wants you to give his punchline. You got to say Rob Saul. Yeah,
Oh, what?
do it
I
again.
just
Ask
say,
him.
oh, what's a vampire? What's a vampire's favorite fruit?
What?
Rob Saul.
There you go.
Ah, shit.
Killed it.
Classic.
There you go. Oh boy.
What does a vampire use a tampon for?
What?
Mm.
What's that?
Tea bags.
Is that a Rob Saul?
I thought it was gonna be Rob Saul.
Every punchline is Rob Saul. Every punchline is Rob Saul. So that was funny. We had Lorenzo on, and yeah, we were throwing jokes around, and he had to throw the joke around again because he said, what's a vampire's favorite fruit? And Lorenzo gave a legit answer, but Chris is always looking for the angle with Rob to get a joke in. So he had to change it to Chris's favorite our vampire's favorite fruit is Rob Saul. Let's see. I know Chris is in the chat. I know he's enjoying that, but let's see if he's enjoying his little comments on that. Catch up on some of these. School. Yes, school. There we go. Let's see. Perfect explanation. Funny. I'm sorry, Jerry. I didn't catch up on when that comment was. All right. Some flew to the show. Yes. Funny guy. That's right. Let's see. Yes, he's a fancy girl. Okay. That's what that was. Fancy girl. There we go. Chris over laughing at Rob. That's right, Jerry. I don't know if you watched it live, but we kind of did that. It was like a purposeful second take. So that's why the laughter was even more exaggerated, because we just punched it a little harder because by that point we were just mocking the whole conversation. So that was funny. That was a great time. What's a homie says? Homie said Chris sounded like the Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah, hey, shout out to the 10 people joining us for coffee with this morning. And Chris, of course, is laughing at that. Yeah, I knew he got a kick out of that. Whether it was a second take or not, he enjoyed getting that line in. So we had a lot of fun with Lorenzo and throwing that around.
He's everywhere right now.
Yeah, he is. And you see him as you're watching the shows. I know you watch closely like I do. It can be on Twitter or in the chat. He's always with the, hey, no invite. What? No invite?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of how he's working his way in. And I heard Shuley say last week, yeah, we're considering having Lorenzo on, but we're trying to figure him out. Is he really that funny? Is he like that next guy? Mm-hmm. Or is he just the guy that's getting the buzz because he's up in everybody's chat? Do you have an opinion about that, Stormee?
I haven't watched him enough independently. I've just seen him on other people's shows. And I mean, some of this stuff is funny. But I'm not sure he even follows some things that are going on in the show and who people are. Sometimes I think it's just I don't know.
He does, and he says he kind of does his own 10-minute videos and everything. I must say that until he was on Levy Land, I wasn't really familiar with him, and I'm still not overly familiar with him. We tried to get him to know him a little better, and he said he does 10-minute a video YouTube videos and stuff like that on YouTube. But I can't say that I'm overly familiar with him. So I do agree with Shuley that there's kind of this buzz where sometimes people are just like the flavor of the minute, if you will. But Lorenzo was a nice guy. We'd talk backstage and stuff, and great guy. And we talked about having him on. So shout out Lorenzo. Maybe we'll have you back on another time. All right, let's so in this next one, I see you have the heading called the Shuley Network Random Clips. So do you want to set this up, or should I just roll this?
So there's 3 clips, just random moments where Shuley's shouting out, Andrew or you or me. And I sent a super chat, I think, thanking him for, the position on the network for you and Andrew. And so he responds, and that's what's coming up.
Okay, well, let me cue this up, and then we'll watch these, and then we'll talk about them a little bit. Here we go. These are just some mentions. This is just us having fun. Random clips. The Shuley Network. Here we go.
I want to mention Andrew and the Sports Heads. They were on Friday night.
It's on the YouTube channel here. Go check it out. Andrew, buddy of mine with CP, cerebral palsy, loves sports, loves Poontang too. And
Can't play it. But anyway, so we
But,
got him on here, so you can poke him with a stick.
but he is you got it, Johnny. You pay, you play, pal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But he is a sweetheart of a guy. Him and his co-host BobbyFran do the sports show now on the network. We're trying them out. I strongly suggest checking out the show, and the next time they're live, go support them. Go throw Andrew some super chats and donations and stuff, and help the brother out. I love it. I think there's no sports show like it. That's for sure.
That's true.
How about that? We'll let this next one roll.
99. I have become a friend of Andrew and want to say thanks to Julie and everybody for being great for him and giving him a show on the network.
No problem, Stormee.
Yeah,
we love Andrew. He's good. He's a good egg. I'm glad he's back where he belongs with us. You know.
For now.
I'm
gonna steal him.
Potato.
Hey, listen. He wants to broadcast. So feel free. You know, you're part of our family here, Carter. So
Is there a bidding war happening now?
There is no stealing until he's stolen, and then I will kill you.
Then I will kill you.
Bobby Fran, Maggie may have messed up Bob's hair. No, look, I wake up, I do stuff. You see?
Hey, BobbyFran, you're another guy. Look into your connection, buddy.
Yeah.
We gotta fix that because they
Yeah,
got
we
a great
can't have
sports
that.
show. They got a great sports show, the Sports Heads. I want everybody to see it, and I want these guys to be able to do it.
Yeah, get your shit together. We're trying to say, you know what I mean? What the fuck is going
Bob
on?
got
Didn't
me.
you notice going into this? You fucking you go in and out of love, down and out.
Oh my God! So that was so much fun. So that was great little set of clips there. So yeah, I liked. It was nice that you super chatted about Andrew being back to the network. That was a lot of fun. But isn't it? It's funny. Like we feel like we know these guys, and we are part of the family. And I podcast a lot. You're new to podcasting, but you're starting to be a regular podcaster. Isn't it still? I don't know how you feel. How do you feel when you hear those guys say your name, even if it's through a super chat?
It's like a high almost you get, like just a rush. It's pretty. I mean, I don't know how to describe it other than that, really.
I've described it like that too. It is a high and a rush, and that's what I've said, and that's kind of why I'm here, because when I can throw out a comment or you can interact with those guys and they give it back to you, it is a rush. That is very accurate, Stormee. I've described it like that many times. Like I've told you before, there's no drug like that. When you make Bob Levy or those guys laugh, put up a comment and they laugh at it, or they like do a double take or something, it's just the greatest thing. But it is still kind of nerve-wracking, and you can see my example in that. Okay, they brought it up, and Shuli was trying to be so nice about it, because how that was set up was that Chris. Let me see if there's any some comments here. I put a couple up. She's good people. Yes, your father gave a nice compliment. I don't know if you saw that during the thing.
Thank you.
But yeah, they put up. They started talking about me. Oh, Chris Abels had tried to crack on Bob Levy's connection because he had particular connection problem that morning of that clip. And Chris Abel super chatted about, hey, you need to do something with your connection. And then Shuli, of course, hey, Chris, by the way, bro, like maybe you're nobody to be talking about it. And then I put out that comment about Bob's haircut looking like Rod Stewart. And I said Maggie may have messed up his hair. And that reminded Shuli, hey, by the way, BobbyFran, you got to fix your shit too. He was very complimentary. He was saying, hey, buddy. He was trying to be very nice about it. And then Bob just hits me upside the head with it. Like, look, what we're trying to say, you son of a bitch. You didn't get your shit right. So,
he wasn't gonna beat around the bush. He spelled it out for you.
I know, and then Shuli's laugh, then that's the tell too. Like then I watched it a second time, and I watched how Shuli like cracked up laughing, like he almost laughed like almost like, hey Bob, I was saying it and I was being nice, and you just like clubbed him over the fucking head with it. So it was just funny, and while it can be nerve-wracking and a little intimidating to be talked about these guys, and it wasn't exactly a flattering thing, I told you how I just thought it was like the funniest thing.
Yeah,
Like,
you just
they
embrace it. I mean, and accept it, and it's funny.
right, and the reason it's funny is because they're good people, and it's because it was true. I have a new computer on the way. Because like I told the fellas, my computer has not kept up with my podcasting with flashing all these graphics and videos and making green screens. I've got an Ethernet connection. I thought that was it, and then I started monitoring my computer as I'm doing these things, and my CPU is like choking. It like goes in the black like 100%. It's choking my memory. So I have a computer coming with more memory and a better CPU. And we're going to take care of this shit. We're going to have some great broadcasts for you coming up. Doing a lot of work around my house, setting up a more proper studio in my basement. And so, yep, setting up for a lot more fun in the future. Yes, use good people. That's
Thank you.
right. Let's see. Potato has a nice tan. Boy, Jerry, wherever he came up with that potato bit, I'll never know. I think I mentioned to Stormee early on when Shuley started his network and had this Discord. For those of you who don't know, Discord is just a chat app. It's like a sophisticated messenger app. And if you are part of the Shuley Network Patreon, you can be part of this special kind of community app. And so yeah, Crucified by Bob Beckler. You got that right. So yeah, so if you're ever I forgot my train of thought of in Discord what we were talking about. But if you're ever, that's just another way we can all chat. And Stormee
Mhm.
recently joined that, right?
Yeah, I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, I never did talk to you about that. Like you said something one day because we were sharing clips, and I said, "Well, I think the guys see them a little faster in Discord." And you
Yeah.
said, "Well, I'll have to figure out that whole Discord thing."
Yeah, I
So
downloaded the app, and it's I mean, I think I've got it. It's just, there's a lot of topics in there they talk about and different channels kinda they talk about.
yeah, there's a lot of different channels. There's channels for submitting clips. There's a channel for like there's a 420 channel if you're a weed smoker. There's YouTube people can share YouTube clips. There's sports channels. So basically, Discord is just like I said, it's a sophisticated messaging app, but it's with a lot more categories, a lot more specialized categories. And so if you
Mhm.
don't want to talk about certain things, you can just go to that category. But it's all under the umbrella of the Shuley Network. So if you are a Discord, if you if you are a patron and you're on the Shuley Show Patreon and you don't have a Discord yet, you have to be invited by an admin. So you might have to contact like Isodo.
You can just private message them on your Patreon account, and they'll send you a link.
There you go. So that's how you did it.
Yep.
Because I mentioned that you had to, get somebody to invite you. So I
Mhm.
see that later that day you were part of it. So I'm glad that you are on Discord. So, all right. So let's see. The next one. What do you want to set up? The next one. The next one says Levy Land on Patreon. So
Yeah, so, this is a portion of a Patreon Levyland episode talking about, relations within families, we'll put it that way.
Okay. Well, let's see what they're talking about. Let's roll the beautiful bean footage.
Oh, you know what? It just
Oh, he
just
did have a
fucking-
kid. I forgot he has a kid.
Yeah, it
God.
just hit me, man. That's what he's so mad about this subject because his wife fucked his cousin, which would have been his kid's uncle
Talking about
or
Rob
whatever.
Saul.
Oh, so that is
so
an
it
uncle
fucking
fucker.
yes, so it makes sense.
That's your
man.
funky face, Uncle Fucker.
You're a fucking bona fide uncle fucker. I must say, you are gay. You fucked your uncle yesterday. Yeah.
Call
What else did
Call this episode Uncle Fucker.
Uncle Fucker. Uncle Fucker
So, yeah.
/ Blame Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blame it all
Now-
on my roots.
Yeah, but I can see why Rob would, after something like that, you wouldn't want to get into a relationship. You know, maybe not for 10 years, but
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Dabblecon. All right. I'll pause it right there. Shout out to Mr. Bob Levy. So let me give you some background on that. Last week, of course, you saw me on screen with Levyland. That was a special patron-only Patreon Levyland. Last week, I was asked if I could just produce the show off camera. I'm so fortunate. These guys are welcoming me into their world, and I've been able to produce some Rob Saul Patreon shows. And I was asked, hey, Bob, could you come in and just produce, just be backstage, just run the show, bring people in and out, do the chat, all this stuff? I said, hey, no problem. I try to help in any way I can. And the more you do, the more you're worth and the more you learn. So I jumped on the opportunity. And when we went in there, we went in backstage, and it was supposed to be just Chris Abels and Bob originally. And of course, Chris before the show. He's like, hey BF, you coming on? You coming on? And I'm like, no, Chris, I'm not here for that, bro. Thank you. He's so gracious, good to me like that. And like, no, bro, I'm here to do business. I'll be backstage. I'll be running the show for you and everything. And he's like, well, come on, ask leaving. I'm like, I'm not asking leaving. I'm not doing it. And finally he goes, he takes headphones off. I'll be back. Hang on a second. I don't know where he had to go, his phone or whatever. That was just coincidence. But he came back in like 2 minutes and he goes, yeah, BF, Levy says you can come on. And I was like, oh shit. But luckily I was prepared. I try to be prepared for anything doing this stuff. And so I had my green screen up that day and I had all my stuff ready. And I said, knowing these guys, even if I'm not on there the whole time, they might want me to click in. So I wanted to be prepared. So did you I don't even know if I told you that I was even producing that show that day. Did you know that you didn't know I was doing any of that, did you?
I don't think I knew for sure, but I mean, I had a feeling that you probably would pick that up eventually just because you were doing the Rob Saul producing and they're on the same Patreon. But I
Yeah.
don't think I knew particularly that day.
Yeah, and I was trying to keep it low key because I was just there to do the task that I was asked to do, and I didn't even tell my sister. She said the same, like you didn't tell me you were doing it. And I'm like, well, I didn't know because I didn't want people to be in there. Hey, BF, I know you're behind the scenes. I just wanted to just do the job that I was asked to do that day because I have had other opportunities to be on the air with them. But that was my first extended opportunity to do just a show with Bob. You were gracious enough to invite Bob on the Sports Head one time based on your connection doing posters for him. I guess, somehow you guys negotiated him doing this and he was gracious enough to come to Sports Heads. And that was a busy show that we had like 6-9 boxes going on. And it was nice having him on there. And he stopped in the middle of doing many things. It was a busy weekend leading up to Christmas. We were so appreciative to have him.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but it wasn't that one-on-one where you're riffing with him in the back and forth. It was a busy room. So this was a little more, hey, I got to play with this guy. I have to be a little more mindful enough. But it was great. He is so great to all of us. And I said us, but he's great to me in that he allowed me on and he's bringing me along. And I just love him and appreciate him so much. It's funny, Stormee, because sometimes I don't know that I show how much I like Bob. I don't know how much it shows until I see somebody like Taz do a picture of me.
Yeah.
Shout out Taz. And I don't know if I have it ready to share because I thought I shared it on a previous episode.
Yeah, last week I think.
Yeah, I shared it, but she basically she did a sketch of Bob kissing me, and it's almost so it kind of gave me a sense of wow, I guess people can feel or have a sense of some kind of relationship between us. I think sometimes you think you're just because Bob makes us all feel like that. I think sometimes you think you're fooling yourself that you might have a special relationship with him, but I like to feel that me and Bob do relate on some kind of like a manly level or comedy level, and he's just really cool.
Yeah, I think he sees the talent that you have, and
thank you.
he definitely acknowledges it.
Thank you. Okay, and this comment reminded me. I lost my train of thought on the Discord real quick. Potato has a nice tan. That Cardiff thing. Cardiff came in that Discord I was talking about early when he was still a fan of Stuttering John and said, "Hey, who's up?" He was trying to start talking all this Stuttering John bullshit. And I was right, and a couple of us were, but I was like right away, like, "Hey, get out of here with that Stuttering John bullshit. We don't go for that in here." That was when he was still pro Stuttering John. So I don't even know if the Potato was a bit then, Jerry. So that's my experience with Cardiff Electric. Shout out Cardiff Electric. He's a fun guy, like him. Yes, Bob got me real good. Yes. Yeah, so thank you. Let's see. Levy Land knows how to spin off anybody and run with bits that last for days. He does.
Yeah.
And he's so gracious, and we'll see the opposite of that in a minute because you have Chad on the other side. All right, now let's get into our next heading is DabbleCon, it says.
Yeah, so it'll just show some events that have happened, some drama that's centered kind of around DabbleCon, and some interesting things, and then like the clip where you shared they were bringing the Coors Light ends on there too. So.
Yeah, this will be informative for those of you who maybe aren't on social media freaks like we are. We tried to get a sense of, and Stormee did a great job of grabbing some of these things off of Twitter just to give you a sense of some of the events that went on leading up to DabbleCon and during DabbleCon. So let me get this ready to roll. Let me roll this for you. And for those of you who maybe didn't see it or want to see it again, let's watch some DabbleCon stuff.
Hey, everybody. If you're wondering if DabbleCon is happening this weekend, maybe that'll help. Ease any-
All right, now before we run this one. All right, so first of all, to give you some background, and Stormee has the video in here. If you notice that gentleman walking in the door, hang on.
You are watching Morning Coffee Pod with BF and Stormee.
Yes, you are. That's right. All right. So if you, at the beginning of that video, that man is rolling in, and there was some question of DabbleCon happening because we're gonna play the video in this package. Something happened, and there was a smash and grab attempt for an ATM at Comedy at the Carlson, the club they did DabbleCon at 2 nights before the event actually happened. So in the back of that video, that man is actually walking through a repaired door. They had traditional commercial doors and had to basically put up like a home frame to make up for this accident happening. So that's why he was rolling in, and there was basically a new construction behind him. Now, on this next clip we got, this is part of our gossip angle. And this I only found out through this clip, and I want to shout out this guy, Sark. Shout out, Sark. I've seen him in the chats on these shows many times before. After I got his video, I friended him, and he reciprocated and friended with me. So shout out, Sark. We're going to play this video. I'm not sure if he was the performer on this or he simply shared this, but apparently someone had an extra good time at DabbleCon. So this is part of the rumor. I haven't heard this come out on any of the shows yet. There's only been Uncle Rico this morning. This might come out, but maybe this is a little preview of something that happened to one of the attendees at DabbleCon. And you got to listen to the parody song that is playing in the background to get the clues of what this DabbleCon participant issue was. This is about our new friend KB. Shout out KB. She's trying to help Lenny get his game tight. She went to DabbleCon, but I think she had a bit of an adventure. Listen to the context clues in this song.
Vomited chili and vodka on the streets of DabbleCon. Oh, look at the steam rise right into KB's eyes. She is the queen of DabbleCon.
So KB has been dubbed the queen of DabbleCon.
I
So
bet
did you
she's
hear?
in chili.
Yeah, vodka and chili. So in the context clues, apparently talks about vodka and chili and steam rising up from vomit. So if you put the context clues together, I think KB had a little bit of off time. So had you heard anything about that prior to me sending you that clip, Stormee?
No.
No. And for all the shows we watch, and the guys haven't had a chance to be back yet and really delve into all this stuff. So hopefully that's a nice little juicy rumor. And I don't know if KB or anybody watches, but we have that little tidbit. We found that on Twitter. So we have fun just going out and finding that. And so we thought that was a really great thing to share with you. So listen to these shows. They're going to be doing BS at 11. We might go a little bit past 11 because we're having a great time with you. And we have a great video package that we're definitely going to finish. So, but that was, so apparently KB had a rough time. So I'm looking forward to hearing how the guys, if they get a hold of that story and what their point of view is on KB getting sick. It says BF's crush on Bob is only rivaled by Bob's crush on KB. I would probably have to agree with that, Scott. I guess I was just fooling myself and thinking that I wasn't being overly obvious about it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, because I think we all kind of like Bob that way. But let's see, Scott. Yep, we feed off of our faves. That's right. That's what we all do. Yeah, that's so. And that's what's so great about Bob, because not every show with every comedian that we watch is that gracious. So he is our dude. He is our family. All right, so I can continue this package. The next thing is just Skull. So let's Skull run.
Something that I decided to share because I thought it was nice the way that Shuli and Mike Morse and Bob decided to say thanks to everybody that's been involved. So
okay, now was this the one where from the Thursday night?
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night, so I'll set it up by saying this. Thursday night was awesome. They said they were traveling to DabbleCon, and I think as soon as Bob got to that where they were staying and planted his ass in a chair, they fired up a camera because it was like 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was boom, Bob's on the air live, and they did 4 hours. It was amazing. It was incredible. It was so much fun. And it gave us the vibe of everything that was going on there. And like Shuli said this morning, it was great in that Bob was on the air. And when everybody walked in the door, you got that sense that you were there and that the next person was coming. Did you enjoy listening to that?
Oh yeah,
Friday
it
night
was
or Thursday?
pretty awesome. And then they had as people would arrive, like Shuli and Mike Morris and all, they would get on camera with Bob and sit there. It was just like a hang. It was fun.
It was so much fun, and I love seeing Iso mugging in the camera every once in a while with a beer, like, "Hey, I'm here too, motherfucker." Shout out Iso too. That man works his ass off, and he's heading up a big network, a big starting network, and we're happy to be a part of it with the Sports Heads, which you can catch us on this Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right, so I'm going to roll this Skull clip. I'm going to roll this, and then let's have fun with this. Here we go. Skull. Shout out to the 6 people still watching. Happy Monday. Here we go. Because I didn't hit play. Play is better when you hit play. Here we go. All right.
Hey, here's to all of you in the chat. Here's to the crew. Here's to the show, the weekends. Most of all, here's to you, Johnny.
Scoliosis.
All right. So now we're gonna I'll let this continue playing, but that was fun, and that was just the start of everything. And to me, that podcast alone was enough. Like, I would have liked to have been there, and I would like to have seen some of the stuff, but I just love that we got the great feeling of being there by that. Let's see, we got that one. Our friend Jilly says, "Good morning, Stormee." Looking hot. Saw Jilly in the chat of Uncle Rico this morning. Hello. Jilly is a friend from way back from when Shuli first came over from the Stern Show and started his podcast. Known Jilly for a long time. KB, such a beauty and sweetheart and nurse. There you go. Yeah, KB was making the rounds. There's a great picture of her wearing Bob's jacket. Did you see that one, Stormee?
Yeah, I got to see that.
That was funny. I expected to see like a whole thing of people beauty. Yes, we knew what you meant, Jerry. I thought we were going to see a whole slew of people, like everybody. That would have been funny. I wanted to see like literally like everybody in the jacket, and I thought that's what
coming in jackets like that. I figured there'd be people that showed up and had purchased their own jacket that was like that.
That would be funny too, but I know they threatened Bob saying that was going to be like a feature of the convention where try on Bob's coat feature. And so I was expecting to see like this whole flurry of pictures of everybody in Bob's coat. Like I would love to see Iso and Shuli and just everybody in Bob's coat. But they might get that together at the next convention because this went so good. They're definitely going to do this again. So let's roll this. So this is 2 days before. All you hear is there's been a smash and there's been a smash. Somebody rode through Comedy at the Carlson, the club where DabbleCon was. This happened 2 days before they were to arrive. And I think some of the people inside thought, oh, is this a John thing trying to ruin the show, trying to make it not happen? And I was concerned too, wondering in a cold environment how fast these people were going to get a door back up. But those people are a hardy bunch, as you will see from this video at Comedy at the Carlson, and they turned it around real quick. So I'm going to roll this for you right now. Here we go.
2 prominent local businesses damaged overnight. Police say it looks like a suspect attempted to drive a car through the doors of East Avenue's Record Archive. Comedy at the Carlson on Carlson Road also fell victim to similar damage. The business owner says the doors were smashed and the ATM was stolen. Staff say they had to close the business today, leaving employees out of work.
It's definitely disappointing. You know, we work hard and we work hard every day. And it makes it so much tougher. People don't realize, I mean, this might be like a joy thing if somebody's young saying, hey, yeah, let's just do it. It seems, whatever. It seems like a little harmless crime, but you're really causing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in damage.
In addition to that, authorities say the suspect in the Carlson break-in left their phone at the scene. And last Monday, Old Pueblo Grill on Atlantic Avenue also had its front door smashed.
So there you go. All right, before we let that roll. So there you go. So that happened, and I thought that was interesting. And before I knew that it was attached to another crime, apparently they talked about another record shop getting hit. It definitely made you wonder because John does have those overzealous fans, and he made you like, are people going to like try to like put a hole in this, literally put a hole in the building to stop this show? I mean, I wouldn't put it past people.
Right. Well, whoever it was left their phone, so that won't be hard to find them and grid a warrant out or something.
Great detail. Yes, that was kind of hidden in there, and there were other reports where they talked about that a little more expressly. But apparently the policeman turned to one of that owner or the person that runs the place and said, "Is this your phone?" And they're like, "No." I go, "Oh, I guess he left it here." So I guess if those criminals, if that's literally their phone, it won't be too hard to catch them. And if they do end up being attached to John, that's going to be amazing. But I just don't know if it was just a coincidence that they knew it was an easy ATM or like. Because if they would have done just that place, it would have been a little more obvious that it might have been a John person. And then my mind's racing. Like, did they do two places on purpose so they wouldn't be a total connection to being only John thing? So I'm still a little suspicious about that. But I think Rochester, because they were talking about how they don't really have that level of crime up there.
You know, I was watching an episode on the Shuley Network, and I remember a topic that was talked about briefly with Shuley and Bob and Mike Morris talking about what would happen if somebody broke in, like how would you get into an ATM if you stole it? Like they were asking Bob. And then I thought, how ironic. That's funny.
They did do that because you see these ATM thefts, and then if you go on YouTube, there are many YouTube videos of people, they'll just buy them at an auction or just pick them up somewhere with the hopes that there might be money in them. And it is a tremendous process to break into one of those. There are so many layers of security before you even get to the lockbox. I mean, these people had the best of tools. They had grinders, they had drills, they had everything, and they had a hard time getting into it. So it was futile when they had other video on an extended news report of people. They took the ATM, they took it to a parking lot behind the building and tried to smash it against the wall. So this is, I guess, this is the same kind of level of intelligence that, thought it was a good idea to take it in the first place. But they have no intelligence to realize that you're not going to get into an ATM. If they did just a little bit, watch one YouTube video, they would have known that this was kind of like a futile thing. So this is the kind of mentality you're dealing with, I guess, with people.
Yeah.
So that happened. They put the doors back on. They got the cores in. DabbleCon started happening. And then here we got some video from the internet for you. People got some raw footage out there. Like, I know that these guys really didn't want their stuff getting out there, but some stuff got out there, and Stormee and I nabbed some of it for you. And so Stormee got this. Let's look at some DabbleCon karaoke. This came out like after the night of the show. This video surfaced, and Stormee nabbed it because I thought this went private afterwards. At least the one I was looking at. Check this out.
I got it after.
You are awesome.
Good times never seem so good.
I fucked him up. It's like a great place. All right. So that was good. That was good. Bob doing his thing on the karaoke. So that was a lot of fun seeing it. I didn't think right away. Like after that 3 hour, or no, that was the 4 hour live. But yeah, that Friday, I didn't think right away to like go out and look for things. But then I'm always on my phone. So things started popping up. And that guy, B Dabbler, was there, that El Horrible with the mask. And that might have been his video, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
shout out B Dabbler. They talked about him on Uncle Rico this morning, talked about how much fun he was, which he was. That dude, he put up a fun video. It went private right away afterwards. So shout out to you for grabbing that, Stormee, because I thought, like, I'll just go back and clip it. And yeah, a lot of these guys, I got to be tighter with my game because these guys go private at the end. So good job on that. That's great for the fans for this show. Thank you. But that El Horrible, he was so much fun. And like Shuley said, he was getting around, and they're thinking about making him the red carpet guy. And I think that's an excellent idea for the next DabbleCon. That dude's got the energy. And
he was right up on Bob with the camera, right up on the stage.
Yeah, and I don't know how he got away with that. Those guys were being so cool because I went up to the grand opening of Bob's Club the Casey Rays. And I was just trying to take a little innocent video of Chris Abel's kind of hosting and everything. And I got tapped on the shoulder by the man himself, Mr. Levy. Yeah. And hey, bud, no video, bud, no video. All right, bud. No video. And I didn't know. So when I saw a video, I'm like, boy, this El Horrible is not going to last very long because these guys are going to they might tackle him. But they knew him more than I thought. I don't know there was anything authorized. I think they just were cool about it.
Yeah,
Because
and
he
it
was a
wasn't like they were performing their comedy or anything. They were it was like just hanging out, singing karaoke, having fun. It was
Yeah,
more
that's
lax and chill, I think.
That's great, and I like that fan point of view, and I did like seeing some of the shots from the crowd. Okay, so that went good, and there's a lot of controversy about this because of the way DabbleCon started, and it was up in Rochester, New York. It's cold up there. It's cold everywhere, but it was cold up there. So many people were poo-pooing this idea. That's my fancy word, poo-poo. It poo-pooed it. And because of the topic, because of the singular topic, people think, oh, you ain't going to get that many people to come out to bust on John and all this stuff. Well, you saw by that little crowd shot there that was a nice, decent crowd.
That was
But
just the karaoke too. So imagine the other stuff.
that's right. And so many of the comedians that's their line or their take, they're being bitter, in particular, Kevin and Chad. They're going to double down on their ignorance. So they've been shitting on this. I won't say poo-poo. I'll say shit this time because they've been just straight up shitting on this whole idea. And it's been like, cause it's almost like guys, because they're not part of it. So they're just going to shit on it. They're bitter. Do you get that sense that they're just bitter?
Yeah, and my take on it is if you want to be part of something, if you're supportive to those people that you want to be part of something with, and you're uplifting and you're trying to be supportive and pitch in or whatever, then you could be a part, and if you have been fine.
Yeah, and at least at a minimum, if you don't like it or if you don't agree or support it, if they're your bros, maybe just don't say anything. You don't have to go out of your way to shit on it, but it just seems like these guys, and I know that's Kevin's brand. Kevin's good at it, but Chad is just a bitter bastard with no clout behind his bitterness. So he just comes off like a bitter asshole that just like missed out, So
Yeah.
it led. Go ahead. Did you have follow up?
There was supposed to be the MLC episode where
Okay.
I thought Shuli and Levy and Mike Morris and all them were supposed to be on MLC the next morning, following the karaoke night. I thought that next day they were all supposed to be on MLC together. And
Gotcha.
then I got a notification that MLC was live. I got excited, like, yeah, we're getting to watch
Mhm.
that. And then I look and it was like, oh, well, then Shuli's live too on his network. And
Yeah, I had to figure it out myself
Kevin's
too.
wrong. So what's going
Right.
on?
Because that wasn't what we were told the night before. Even going into this, like before they left town, they're we'll do a MLC with Kevin, like they were going to spread the love kind of
I was
thing.
excited for that.
Me too. And I thought I was late for the MLC. Actually, I was late tuning in. And when I tuned into the MLC, it hadn't started yet. And then when it did, it was just Kevin solo. And so, like you, I'm puzzled and I'm trying to figure it out all by myself. Like, what's going on? Like, these guys told us they're doing a show. And they said on Uncle Rico this morning that they allotted out a certain amount of time. I mean, they planned it. So my personal suspicion is that something with all of this shit talking kind of hit the fan, if you will, and that Kevin has
Involved Christy Mayer and Frank is what I am gathering in Twitter.
Yeah, well, you think that's part of their reason for shitting on it because of the Chrissy Mayer and Frank thing?
No, I think that's part of the reason that Kevin went on solo, I think, to kind of because he talked about it, about Chrissy, and about how she got all these views on these photos, and something
Mhm.
about being posted on Twitter, and Frank got involved. I don't understand
Yeah,
exactly 'cause it was taken down.
wow. Yeah, those two are awfully busy with that. I've never seen so many comedians busy with taking each other out and arguing with each other. This social media has just kind of just ruined comedy with this whole back and forth. And there's people are constantly fighting in multiple shows, and Chad's fighting with Chrissy and Frank and this one. And I don't know. To me, there's just no room for any of it.
I think Kevin didn't wanna go on with the people that were performing with Chrissy, in the comedy shows, because he was gonna talk about that topic probably, but then said it was because his kids had a snow day, so he had to take advantage of the timing. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, And that's what you and I discussed, because he not only did the MLC Friday, which I'll show you, he also did a live MLC Saturday.
Yeah.
And you and I discussed through Messenger. It was like, okay, yeah, he's talking about Gino, and Gino shouldn't exist, shouldn't have a show, and Chrissy shouldn't be a comedy and shouldn't have a show, and this one. And then it occurred to me, it was like, well, if any or all of these things were true, Kevin would literally have nothing to talk about right now. So, like you said, he probably didn't want to, because he wanted to talk about them, because he's getting his juice off of talking about them, but acting like he doesn't want them to exist, or they don't deserve to exist or be where they are. But if they weren't doing the things they were doing for him to talk about, he wouldn't have anything. He wouldn't have that.
That's kind of
So
what he does. That's just what he does. But Chad, I feel like, takes it in a different direction.
yeah, Chad is like the little chihuahua in the back, when, you know, Kevin is the big pit bull that walks up and goes, "Hey, motherfucker, this," and then Chad's like, "Yeah, motherfucker, yeah," you know, he's like that little bastard. If he had any credibility, and if there was any meaning behind his words, people might take him a little more seriously. But when you're just constantly yelling and acting like you are Kevin and Bob, you're not, you know. So let's see, mud sharking Zumakari. Yeah, I don't get that whole mud sharking thing. It sounds like ass play to me, Jerry. I don't know. Mud sharking, whatever that is. I think Chad is funny as hell. I'm starting to think I'm a Lone Ranger on that.
He can be funny at certain times, but it seems like he puts disrespect on certain people that have kind of helped him in a sense, or done, you know what I mean? I just feel like sometimes he could be a little disrespectful. I don't know.
He's very much disrespectful, and when he goes at Bob like that, sometimes I told you I had to turn this shit off, because I'm not going to comment on any of this, and we're going to get into Bob's going to spank him himself, and there ain't nothing I can say. But Scott says, I think Chad's funny as hell. I'm starting to think I'm a Lone Ranger on that. I'll tell you about Chad, in that I was friends with Chad on Twitter before any of these shows started up, just as a comedian that I was following. And I found him to be funny and humorous okay when he was trying to be funny. Like Stormee said, I think if he tries to be funny, maybe he can be funny. But that's the whole thing that's going on, Scott, now. And like they talk about Gino with the anger stuff and the yell, but they're all doing the same thing.
Exactly.
I don't like Kevin and Bob are good at making anger funny. Chad is not good at making anger funny. He just sounds like a buffoon screaming. And so I think every minute that he isn't being funny, he's screaming, and he doesn't have to be funny if he's screaming, is what I'm getting at. Kind of like Gino. If Gino is spending all his time yelling about COVID, he don't have to come up with bits and funny shit to say. It's almost like filler, and it's like the same shit. So that's the part I don't like about it, is that it's not much funny, and he's not as good at making the anger funny as Kevin is. He's a wannabe. I think there's some potential there. Let's say similar to Kev, $100 bit. What's it say? Put my goggles on for this one, Jerry. Similar to Kev, $100 bit drawn out to the nth degree. I like nth. Very good. I figured that out. The nth degree. Good abbreviation. Yeah, so that's what they're all doing. So I like irony and hypocrisy, are like pointing it out. And it occurred to me, it's like, wow, Kev, if any of these things were true, you wouldn't have anything to talk about right now. So as much as he doesn't like them and shits on them, he kind of needs them for content, because they're all doing this anger. I'm going to create laughs off of anger and shitting on people, but only certain people are good at it. Let's see. They specialize in burning bridges for comedy's sake, content and material.
That's true.
I just don't think that
each other's YouTube channels, though. They shouldn't try to take down people's YouTube channels or their income, or mess with that personal point. When you cross that line, I don't think that's okay.
I agree, and that's going too far. Like Bob does. You know, Bob will let you get a zinger in, but Bob has the confidence in his comedy that he knows he's going to get you eventually. He doesn't have to do things that are desperate, like get your YouTube page taken down or shit like that. I mean, and that's the whole problem with the social media and comedy not mixing, is that people want to win and have the work at being funnier. Don't work at getting people shut down. Don't work at being angrier than the next person and thinking that
energy can be put towards you and your content and your performance, rather than focusing on how to tear other people down.
Yep. And we have those conversations too, and that I don't like getting drawn in these these podcast wars, which is it's
Right.
just people copying the people that are doing it for real. I have no need or desire to be in podcast wars. Life is short. I'm here to be funny and have fun. And that's what comedy and podcasting is about for me. So I just don't participate on that level. So I'm going to roll this, and Shuli's going to explain why the MLC show didn't happen, because I can see if Chad and them are poo-pooing on your show, I wouldn't want to invite a guy to maybe partake in super chat, and basically they were going to help boost Kevin's super chats that day. He was going to make a shitload of money if they went on the air with him from DabbleCon, but for shitting on it, and he shouldn't make money for shitting on it. So let's hear Shuli's take on this. Well, let me get a screen share, and I'll play that for you. I know we're going long, Stormee, but we're having a great show today. We'll have to catch up with that other one. I'm having fun with you. I think we're getting some good content out.
Can I just ask something? Because last night, before we all crashed, said we're doing MLC tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And so I was ready to go.
Yeah. Special plans were made.
Yeah. Like we had a whole segment we were going to film that we didn't because Bob said we were doing MLC, and he didn't text you anything. You just went on.
Sounds
just went
fishy.
on, I guess. Let me see.
Wow.
No, it's just me texting.
It's kind of a dick move, in my opinion.
So this is a friend of yours, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget that. Like you just book a guest and you just go on.
I went on early because the kids were off.
Yeah. Kevin
Like
did a
that,
solo
so,
show.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Kevin is strange. Be careful. Kevin's strange. No. Kevin wants all the money now.
Oh. My juice senses are tingling. Oh, what a good idea. Bob, get out of the shot for a second. Bring in the super chats, guys. If you're not in the shot, I don't have to split it. Wow. Kevin is mad he's not at DabbleCon. He could have been here. He could have been here.
Yeah. I mean, look, he'll probably be on the next one if he.
You think?
The way he promotes it. Yeah. I mean, it's
Kevin is trying to get John on. Kevin had plenty of time to get John on. Yeah, he's not going to get him on because he ain't going to pay what John's going to ask. And yeah. So trust me, John ain't going on anything.
Maybe unemployment.
Yeah.
I like he said, John, is this about the parents? Let's see, about the $10,000 something. Let's roll this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a picture of the tweet that Kevin made.
Yeah, for 10 grand, I'll do your shitty podcast. You need me more than I'll ever need you, best John. Yeah.
Gigs, and she has 2 gigs, and if she had more, she would put them all on there. She's no reason to not put them up there. Any comic who's got gigs, and then Frank said another tweet. He goes, Chrissy sells more. She goes, Chrissy sells more than Kevin. Fact. First of all, I'm not saying I sell or I don't sell. I'm saying Chrissy don't sell at all. So for people acting like, because Kumia put a picture of Chrissy and it got 73,000 views, which is just arbitrary nonsense. And most of the views were like, no one's laughing. Dr. Steve was sitting there doing nothing. Dr. Steve, one of the longest. I should have had him on the show. One of the longest time Kumia supporters. He's sitting there like he couldn't be more bored. But Kumia has to act like Chrissy's killing it. You know why? Because he probably pays her $100. Probably pays her absolute shit. So he has to act like she's killing it. So she won't ask. So he has to support her. So she won't ask for more money. That's what they do. That's what they do in a cult. You're like, you're killing it, and she's like, I live with my in-laws. Can you help me out? He's like, I can't help you out. There's nothing I can do. We don't have any money. Aaron Berg quit. Dave Landau quit. Shane Gillis quit. Legion of Skanks quit. Brennan left, and we don't have any money. We are gonna pay you $100. I think.
So that's what they talk about. So some of the conversation, like you said, in there was about Chrissy Mayer being funny, and we had some conversation about this because there is some controversy if Chrissy is like on their level or legit, and people have talked. Oh, but did he put a challenge out about looking for funny videos or something? If anybody
Yeah.
laughed and Chrissy. Now I looked for some stand up for Chrissy on the internet. What are your impressions of Chrissy as a lady?
I think
Median.
that she's a nice person. I don't have anything
Yes.
against her. I've
Mhm.
only seen what Chad shared at DabbleCon with her, doing stand up. I didn't really laugh, but also I might be too involved to see the humor, that she was trying to put out there. I don't know, but I didn't laugh that much, but
Yeah, so I didn't see much from the actual show. I did see the picture that Kevin was talking about, where Dr. Steve is just kind of sitting there, kind
yeah.
of like this. But I mean, pictures can be unfair because how many times have you took a picture of somebody smiling on purpose and you catch them mid grin or something, or
Yes.
eye roll or something? So pictures can be deceiving. But this is a common thread I heard about Chrissy, and I have no interest in shitting on Chrissy or any
Mm,
other comedian. But if
right.
somebody asks a legitimate question about somebody who's funny, it kind of makes you curious about her and want to answer it. And I can't say that and at the risk of agreeing with Chad, I can't say that I've seen a lot of video of Chrissy where she like really made a room roar or something. You know what I
Right.
mean? She's
Right.
passable, I guess, but
I
overly
think she
funny.
can learn, and I think she's teachable, and I think she has the ability to perform and stand in front of people, and for that takes a lot because I couldn't
Yes.
do that. I don't think I could get on stage and stand in front of all those people. So
Yeah.
that's an awesome quality that she has. So
Yeah. Yeah, I respect that. That definitely takes something to get up there and do that. But she has that popular. They talk about her argument with everybody she argues with, but they talk about the Simpcast. I mean, the Simpcast seems very popular now. I think Kevin made a good point the other day, saying, "Well, Kevin's got she has to put that money with 8 girls or something," which I don't know anyone's financial deal,
I don't
but
know.
there are more. You figure more heads on screen is likely that somebody might be in on the money. But the
Yeah,
Simpcast
well, more
does seem.
heads on screen is gonna bring their subscribers and stuff to that channel. It's networking. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
It is, and if you ever watch a little bit of Simpcast, I watched a little bit last night, and they have the formula. She's got the pretty girls in there. They talk about topical stuff, and yeah, I can see where it generates a lot of money. So that does seem to be that I give her credit for. That seems to be a very strong show. But as far as the stand up and stuff, I can't say that I've found a lot. But he said Dr. Steve, great guest. There you go. Yes. Let's see, and a super nice guy. Yeah. Chrissy's strength isn't stand up, but gathering gaggle of chatty women. She does get views. Yes, she does. Yeah, that's kind of seems to be her forum. She does seem to be well suited for that. Talk show wins. That's right. Talk show does win. Yeah. So it's kind of stick with what you're good at, I think. All right. This one you title I see London, I see France, I see blank underpants. You want to set up or should I just roll it?
You can go ahead. It's fine. I think
All
the
right.
caption
Yeah,
did
this
it.
will be self-explanatory. Here we go. Oop. Gotta do my screen share, Bob. Always share. Sharing is caring. Here we go. Oop. Look at this asshole.
Put your pants on.
What's up? He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, I'm wrapping up.
Oh. This is when
Hey.
I turned it off just in time. Oh,
So
here we go.
this tweet I thought was funny because if you read it, it says, I'd rather focus on this. And where he circled, I was looking at her butt. I thought that's what he was talking about at first glance. But then I see the empty chairs in the background and I was like, oh, well, that's to the side of her. What about all the chairs in front of her?
I thought he was talking about her wrinkly skirt.
Who knows?
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure your assessment is right. It was the chairs. If you've seen multiple views of that venue, you will know that those chairs are literally the side up against the side wall of the side stage. So who would sit there by choice?
The
You know
performers, I think, would probably sit to the side, and that's
exactly.
empty chairs. That's normal, I feel like, for the side of a stage.
Yes, and like you showed in the video of the karaoke, and you said that was just the karaoke. There was a tremendous crowd that was. And I love people to do this. This happens during NFL games too. I'll see people. These shitheads will literally go out and show a picture of a stadium as the crowd is arriving. Go, look, nobody's in the seats yet. Look, see, you guys suck. Nobody's in the seats yet. It's like nobody's there, asshole. So
Why would she
people.
not be facing even the empty seats. Why would she be facing forward the other
There you
direction?
go.
There's people.
Excellent point. Excellent point. So that's what people do. And see, Chad was watching this with a bitter point of view. So yeah, he's going to shit on every joke. I mean, how funny does something have to be when you go in with a negative mindset? So he was going to poo-poo everything, but I'll keep rolling this one with the tweet. Let's see. More tweets. Here we go. We got a tweet covered for you. Here we go. All right. I'll pause this and we'll read some of these. So now, as a result of DabbleCon doing better than everyone, the poo-pooers thought, Kevin and Chad, namely, they're talking about you're going to make $40. It's cold. They just shit on it in every way. So first, it started out with Chad. I'll read them backwards in the order they happen. Chad Zumick, this guy says, enjoy your $400 you made at DabbleCon, Sir_Levy. Enjoy your 6-hour drive from home from 0-degree weather. It was well worth your time as you raced home to do your solo podcast completely high. And then he goes, hashtag Team Kumia Cuck. Now, okay, even if you're attempting to be funny or if you're attempting to be edgy, what the fuck is with the insult and calling him a cuck?
That's disrespect I'm talking about. That's not cool.
That's right. Now, if cuck was part of a punchline or being funny, you would accept it. But just for being a shitty asshole, it was just totally shitty and disrespectful.
Yeah.
So let's see. Throw a couple of these comments up. I see coming in. Does Jerry Lehane ever win? Jerry, do you win? Andrew always wins. We know the answer to that one. Chad is just jelly and can't stand the Seth, but actually is turned on by her. There is some. I've heard people with that theory, Jerry, talking about you pull her girl's hair.
Say it.
That's right. At the playground, the one you like the best, you kind of pull her hair the most. So there is that theory out there. Yeah. Has admitted it. Okay. Yeah, I think I heard him in past podcasts. She's okay or whatever. But so after that shitty, horrible Chad Zumick, rather than just say, hey, maybe I was wrong, or don't say anything at all. You ever heard of that? I mean, people say when you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. I guess Chad wasn't raised like that.
Nope.
So, but he had to they got to double down. And once again, if Kevin doubled down with Bob and shit on it, they would make it funny. Chad is just bitterness. You see the bitterness in this tweet. Well, Mr. Levy, you don't want to get on the wrong side of Mr. Levy. He's a fun guy until he's not. So
Well,
Mr. Levy responded
to him. That's the thing.
Say that again.
He never did anything to him. He actually would kind of stick up for him in a roundabout way.
Yes, and I believe he is a big part of because Levy does this of bringing Chad back on MLC with Kevin. Like, hey, bring Chad on, because for a while, Kumi and Brennan and everybody was shitting on Chad.
Well, Kevin had him blocked, and Bob was the mediator, I guess, and like communicating for them, like the middle person.
Yes, that is Bob's role. Bob does not like any of this going on, and sometimes he's on the air about it, and he probably does a lot more behind the scenes that we're not even aware of about trying to bring these guys together. He's not about this bullshit. He's about having fun while we're also here. So then, like you said, for no reason other than just to double down on his bitterness and his shittiness, he put out that horrible tweet going after Bob. And then Mr. Levy responds by saying, Chad, no offense, I made more this weekend than you made in 2 months, and I did in 20 minutes. Chad, remember, I'm nice to you, unlike many others. So that was a shot across the bow. Like, Bob's getting tired of it. And I know, and Shuli is trying to be so good. Shuli keeps saying, Chad, I like you. I don't hate you. And no matter how much and Chad is just shitting on it. And Shuli is not backing off of that yet. But he's going to break Shuli eventually if he keeps it up like this. I think. Let's see. Bob is great. Wait. Not mud shark. That's right. That's right. Great whites eat mud sharks. God damn it. Okay. So then, after all of this, we noticed a flurry of blocking. All of a sudden, Chad
We're
blocks.
probably gonna get blocked now.
we can only hope. I don't even follow the asshole, so you can't block me if I don't follow you. So he blocks Levy, a mentor and a co-host. I see later on he blocks Kevin, and then all these random people are putting up that they have been blocked as a result of all these things over the weekend by Chad. So, I mean, congratulations to you guys. Imagine that. So here this asshole has been shitting on it the whole time. He doubles down by putting out this horrible tweet to a mentor who we all respect, and he should have more respect for. And then starts blocking people, and then follows up with this last tweet. I'll read for you. Easy for me to say. He goes, "I'm pretty sure Levy has removed me from the show because I won't cuck it up to Kumia. Sorry, man. We had a good thing going." Because somebody said in the bottom, "Are you still going to be on MLC? I saw you blocked Levy," because everybody saw the little temper tantrum, bitchy blocking shit.
He blocked a lot of people.
Yes, he did. Because when people start hitting you with the truth, you start creating your own reality by blocking out what you don't want to hear. The bad part. That's what social media does. So there's no need for this. This asshole doubled down on this shit. I don't like the disrespect of Bob. And so I just tune out of it. I stopped watching the MLC. I told you so. I said, because you know what? When I saw Bob address this with the tweet, I'm like, there isn't a thing that I'm going to say or add to other than just it'll make me feel good to shit on Chad. But you know what really is going to make me feel good? When I see Mr. Bob Levy and Shuley hand him a new asshole. Yeah. That's going to be the fun part for me. So we're going to watch all these shows, whether Uncle Rico or the BS show, and watch how all these things play out, because I have a feeling that Mr. Levy is not done addressing this. So I'm going to keep rolling this. Let's see. Stop that right on time. Here we go.
Yep.
By the way, Anthony Cumia was a big voice when they recorded Louis' set at Governor's, and he said how fucked up it was because he was working on jokes, but he had no problem someone recording my set. These guys are all fucking cucks. So here's Carl. Listen to his amazing intro. He's laughing. I'm Carl. I have to laugh with everything. I'm Carl. Chrissy Mayer. Dabblers. It's all inside jokes.
Powerful electric.
Yanking.
The host of the most important podcast in the world today.
Pause that. Thank you. All right, so there we go. So let's see. It's all drama for content. Let's see. Jerry says pro wrestling, right, Scott? Yeah, that's right. Pro wrestling. It is. Okay. First, all right. So I would like to say, shout out to the 5 people. Number 1, thank you for choosing to be with us for a morning coffee pod with BF and Stormee. We hope you enjoyed our new presentation today. We got a couple more minutes for you, but I want to say thank you, Stormee. That was a cool, excellent ass package. What a great way to run the show. Thank you. I think I'd like to do that every show. So I hope you're ready to set those packages up again. No, that was really awesome. That's a great way to present the show. Stormee hit me up a couple days ago and she goes, "Hey BF, I got this I had no idea she was doing it. She said, I got this little video package thing going. I'm going to add some stuff to it, but here you go." And I started watching it and I was like, wow, this is really good. This is exactly what we need, because it's great talking to you about all this stuff, but it's so much better when we can back this up and showing all these tweets and this kind of stuff that you called in yourself and I pulled in, and it's great. You just really assembled it really good. That was an excellent video package. I think this is a great way to do and run the show. And I hope people look forward to coming back every week and seeing it. It's really good. Thank you, Stormee. That was so good. Oh, look at this. Look at Kathy says, "Go Stormee." There you go. That's right. That's right. Very excellent. I also want to thank you. When I did the special Levy Land Patreon the other day, Chris was like, "Do you have a backdrop?" And I'm like, "Do I have a backdrop? Come on, I got you in my back pocket." And so I put up that like at the end of the video. Actually you've you enhanced it. This one here, I'll show again real quick. I noticed you did some nice creative edits on our original back screen drop. I noticed that, but look at that right there. Look at that.
More like a newspaper, like collage clipping type deal.
So this is legit. So this is a kind of an example of what's going on inside of our minds. When we try, these are all the podcasts that we watch and are interested in, and then Stormee she just added more and more layers on it. So yeah, I had a great backdrop for when I did the Patreon. Let's see, Stormee wins. That's right. Andrew and Stormee. We're going to have to add that. Andrew always wins and Stormee.
Thanks, Jerry.
But I really I really appreciate everything you do, and you're really helping.
Oh,
Like I
you're
said, I've
welcome.
always said you bring out the production values, and you seem to be like really enjoying this
Yeah.
podcasting stuff, huh?
It's fun. I like learning about all this stuff and then the video editing and stuff. It was really fun.
Yeah, that is. Thank you. That is. Thank you for doing it. Is what I mean,
You're
because yeah,
welcome.
video editing is can be a tricky thing. I noticed you use a certain software. I won't give it up, but then you started adding the subtitles and all the lettering and the noises and the music and the sound effects. So you're just kind of doing this trial by fire, right? Just kind of jumping in and figuring it out as you go.
Yeah, there's different types of software I've been exploring, but I found when I got this new computer, some of this software that become installed that and so I just video editor and it seemed simple and so I started playing around with it.
Very
It
good. Well, you did an excellent
was
job with it, and I
fun.
know, like with everything else you do, you're only going to get better at it, and it's going to improve every week. Let's see. It says she did all that and tried to teach me how to do the interwebs also. That's right. So, for those of you last week, we were flying by the seat of our pants last week because of DabbleCon. We're excited to be part of the Shuli network, and like I said, the guys they didn't give up on trying to do sports heads. They wanted to do a different day. We talked about doing it Thursday, but they were trying to fit it in with the traveling, and I could just see that it was logistically like just too much for them. It was a lot, and I really
Yeah.
didn't want to put it on them, and I wouldn't want to do a show where they're like, okay, we're doing all this other stuff, but we'll kind of take a minute and do this. So I'm really looking forward to when they get back. We're all going to like really hit the ground running, and we're going to produce a nice show for you coming up this week for the
Andrew's
sports
ready.
heads.
He's getting pretty bored, but I do enjoy watching some of his random stuff that he does on his
Yeah,
channel.
yeah, you hit me up yesterday. Andrew tried to do a live on Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday, and I tuned in, or Sunday morning, and he had no sound going on. I'm like, hey, bro, no sound. It was him and
Muted
Cody.
it. Yeah, he muted it because he was on the phone, I guess, with his grandma or something. But before he had muted it, Cody was rapping and like
Oh.
singing. It was good.
Yeah, well, I think he did one live, and he bailed on it totally because
he?
yeah, he bailed on it. I think I was like the only one in the chat. Bobby Nick came in and told me he didn't have no sound, and he bailed on it. So I thought I was done. And I've been, like I said, I've been doing a lot of work around my house. I'm making myself a more proper studio. I've been busy, and I'm not always in my phone. And then I saw later in the day you shared a clip with me, and he said, not a clip. Andrew did like a 3.5 hours by himself, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And you and Scott were telling me how funny it was. I caught some clips of it of them singing and
Yeah.
doing different stuff in it. Let's see. And then you want to okay. So in doing all that, we were trying to prepare for going back to the sports heads preparation. We were trying to be ready. So Stormee is not only kicking butt with the video stuff, she's trying to help Scott because during our premiere episode, Scott had technical difficulties trying to do his best technical interwebs, as he likes to call it stuff. So Stormee went over there early Thursday because we said kind of we have to be ready because I thought they were going to surprise us. And so Stormee was even ready for that. She went over there, set him up with a computer and tried to show him all the points and clicks and all. And I told Scott in the chat, I'm like, bro, it's like anything else. The more you apply yourself to it, the better, the easier it gets. And I said, oh
He's got
hell.
a mic now too, so
Oh, I can't wait to see that. That's going to be fancy. So, but yeah, I never did get to see him. He never get to use the setup yet, Scott, but hang in there, brother. Maybe we're going to have you on Sports Heads Friday, and maybe we can get you up this early again. Maybe we're going to have you on next week or something. We
Yeah.
can talk about how you feel about these podcasts. Now you got your fancy setup. So let's see. He says, I had to YouTube, had to make the ad symbol. He told me that. Hey, shout out to the 7 people. We got 7 people jumping in. All right. We had 4 earlier. Shout out, everybody. You're watching Morning Coffee Pod with BF and Stormee. We're talking about all of our favorite podcasts and the great week we had last week and what's to come. So let's see. We're just hanging out with friends. Let's see.
They were singing, yes.
They were singing. Who was singing?
Andrew and Cody.
Oh, yes. They were singing. Yeah. I heard him talk about he was worried about all his copyright stuff again. One time I went and he was sleeping.
He was. He does that sometimes. And I've had to call him and wake him up because he just sleep for an hour.
Yeah, he's good for doing that. He will just like kind of disappear off the screen, like maybe go or just nod off or something. And you never know. So yeah, Andrew just puts the camera on sometimes and he just goes. And that's what I told him now that he's not doing his other shows much, man, turn on the camera, go on live. And he's obviously doing it.
Yeah,
So
Dad wants to pick up and move in with them. He thinks it'd be entertainment, I think, for 24 hours a day.
look, Jerry says, funny. Scott was so enthused and then wham, shut down. You're right, Jared. He tried. He was bummed out about that. Let's see, right on. That's right. Yeah, bro, we'll have you on, dude. We appreciate Scott. Scott's a funny guy, the prop guy, and we enjoy talking sports with him. And yeah, so this weekend we had the Pro Bowl games, the new and revised Pro Bowl. We had the Grammys last night. I didn't really watch the Grammys. I was watching podcasts. Did you see any of it?
No, I was watching podcasts.
There you go. See, so we're the same way. So I went up. I'm like, my wife was watching the Grammys. I'm like, oh, the Grammys are on. Like, I used to be really in tune with the Grammys. Now they're saying Beyonce won her 34th Grammy. Now, are you telling me, okay, you could say maybe I'm too old or I'm out of it or whatever, but I don't think that Beyonce is 34 Grammy kind of.
I don't
As
think
far,
so.
I would like to go do a man on the street and go name one Beyonce song, name two,
Yeah.
something, because maybe she is. I think it's just these elitists who get these, and some of the artists. I think you see Beyonce on a check and you go, oh, must check that.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if they even know or relate to the music. I just don't. I just don't. I guess. And maybe I sound like an old Freddy Daddy. Back in my day, we didn't know Beyonce fiance. We didn't have that. Let's see. Right on. So I didn't really see any of the Grammys. I watched some of the Pro Bowl. They did flag football. They had multiple flag football games. Some of it was entertaining because it was like rock and jock, but after a while, even that kind of got boring, just watching guys just run and pull the flag off each other.
Yeah.
But it's better than putting on a pro football game and then not tackling each other, because that just got out of hand. I mean, over the years, they stopped allowing you to blitz the quarterback, sack the quarterback, or anything. It was essentially a touch football game anyway. So probably just best. Some of the skills challenges were interesting. They did some tic-tac-toe where they had to kick or hike the ball on a big tic-tac-toe board. Some of the stuff was interesting, so but probably better. So yeah, that was the weekend. Let's see. Shout out to the 5 people still with us. We'll keep them going because we're having fun. So we did finish the video package, and I did thank you for that. So let's talk about the podcast day and week to come up here then. So for those of you who are fans of, where in the hell? There we go. So for those of you who are fans of Uncle Rico and the BS show and all that stuff, and you decided to stay with us, the 5 people were, thank you very much. That's going on live right now. I'm gonna go back and I'll probably rewind it a little bit. I do miss live chatting with the guys, but I'm gonna go back and watch it. But I'm enjoying being here with you. So let's see. I'll put this up on screen share. I'm on computer. Here we go. So if you're interested in any of the shows that we might be talking about, they're doing the live BS show right now, as you can see on the screen. You can go see all their past live shows. They do Miserable Men, all the Uncle Ricos. Out of the Coffin was a blast. When they come back from the show, that was great on Friday night. That was a blast itself. Yeah, they didn't seem to know when to end that. But yeah, if you want to see Uncle Rico or Out of the Coffin, or if you want to see the live from Rochester right there, where they did what was it? That was just a clip of one. Here we go. The night before DabbleCon, where they did 3 hours and 52 minutes. Go to the Shuley Network on YouTube. Or go to Patreon/the Shuley Network if you want the exclusive content on the Patreon network. Because some of this stuff that they're doing on DabbleCon, they said this morning, will be being released on as Patreon exclusives. So if you're considering about being a Shuley Network patron, this might be the time to sign up, because you're going to get I think we're going to get a lot of fun bonus content out of that. So that'll be the BS show for the rest of today. I didn't see, are they doing a show tonight? Shuley didn't put out a schedule like he normally does.
I didn't see anything yet.
Yeah. The only thing I saw is that they did Uncle Rico and they're doing BS, but I didn't see the normal thing on Facebook. We normally share our schedule. If you go to the Armchair Comic /Sportshead group on Facebook and join up, we'll throw out these links and let you know when some of this stuff is going on. So let's see. Find that. Boom. All right, Facebook. Here we go.
Yeah, they didn't post anything else, just BS show. So maybe they'll announce it later.
Yeah, I guess they're maybe slow to roll things out, or slow and groggy because they're just getting back in town, maybe.
Trying
But
to catch up.
yeah, but they hit the ground running this morning. They're ready for the 9 o'clock Uncle Rico show. But if you go out to Facebook right here, right now we are airing this live on this channel. You can see right there. You can see Coffee with Morning Coffee Pod with BF and Stormee. And if you join, I invite some people. We're up to 41 members. Thank you for those of you who are already part of us. And thank you to the 5 people that are watching right now. Please go out to Facebook and look for Armchair Comment /Sportshead Podcast Group. And when some of these things are going on, whether it be the MLCs or funny videos and clips and stuff, if you want to see what's going on, the latest podcast or latest comedians, just go out there and subscribe to that, please. And it's free. And we'll let you know when all this stuff's going on.
I think I saw that MLC is going to be on today in 2 parts.
I did see that late last night. Thank you. You want to tell the people what you read?
I read something that Kevin posted about they're going to be I think at 2:00 maybe.
2:00 show. Mm-hmm.
And the usual time I think is 4. And I'm not quite sure. I can't remember if the second show is going to be at 4:00 or not, but we can post it in the group or something and let everybody know. But I think that they're going to have 2 parts. I'm not exactly sure what the reasoning is.
Yeah, I'm not either, unless he wants to shit on DabbleCon early and then have Levy on for their regular show in the afternoon. I don't know, but I basically, maybe we saw the same thing last night. A MLC podcast tweet come out saying that he's going to do the show, 2:00 show and a 4:00 show, or typically he only does a 4:00 show. So if you're fans of Kevin and you're curious or you didn't know that, get your notifications right or be on your YouTube and check out 2:00. You might see Kevin Brennan doing an MLC live today, more than likely, based on what he said last night. Let's see. Scott was saying he had to Google how to find the @ and my sister Kathy said that she had that problem too. And then Scott says I would push @ and get a 2 every time the first videos talked with heavy. Okay, let's see, must be something going on. Yeah, so Scott has to learn like how to shift the keys apparently. Let's see.
Yeah.
But now you got it. That's right. Shout out to the 6 people watching. You're watching Morning Coffee Pod with BF and Stormee. We're having a great time with you, starting the week off talking about our favorite podcast. We had an excellent video package that we're going to start making part of the show now, and where we're going to highlight some of these things that we were just only talking about in previous episodes. We're going to highlight them. We're going to be out there sharing more things on Twitter and grabbing those things in that if you're not on Twitter every day like us and you're not absorbed or you just didn't have time, didn't see it when it come out, maybe you'll catch it here with us, with BF and Stormee on Morning Coffee.
6 months ago, I didn't even know what Twitter was, and now.
There you go. And it's amazing, too. I've had to learn how to run StreamYard and things like that. Yeah, you learn, and I'm a curious person, and I've always been a technological person, so I love all this stuff. This stuff to me is not like work to me. And they always say, with something you love, it's not like work, and this is definitely it. And
yeah, I don't have hobbies. I never really have, but this is more of a hobby and just something I enjoy doing. So
yeah, I never considered myself like a hobby person either. There's things that I have interest in, I've always been interested in like music and video games and things like that. But when COVID went down, everybody put the brake on life, right? And it did make you focus on things like that. And it made me realize that, that this is who I am. I'm a guy that I like video games. I like music. I like certain, things that those are my hobbies. And it really kind of helped me figure out like what my hobbies were, or just essentially it's just part of my personality. And so during COVID, I was like fixing up my old video game, getting things out of the attic and fixing them up and just being busy doing stuff like that. And just really getting down to like figuring out who I was, because I really have that time. And that kind of led into my love for just chatting, putting the comments in, and eventually it led to this podcasting. So it's all been fun. I love that I'm still learning new things in general and learning new things about myself and putting myself, just my fun hobbies out there, and people are enjoying it with us. So this is really good. And I've really enjoyed watching your growth and seeing how you are doing with this, like you started with the graphics, and now you moved up to little, like our graphic with the music that we started with the show this morning. I love that one with the more coffee, please. I love that beat. Matter of fact, I didn't even play a theme this morning. I just wanted to play that because I like that so much. But you've learned I see your progression, and then they're making longer videos, intros for us, and then you put the music to it, and now you made that tremendous package. That was just a great job. Really good. So, we hope people enjoy come along with our journey and watch our growth, because that's why I obviously Stormee's talented, and I wanted to do this, and I said, hey, let's let's put our love of podcasts to like work for us. And if it's not like work if we love it. So we're just sharing what we love with you.
Yeah.
And we hope you stay on this journey with us, because we're curious to see where we go too. I don't even think we know what we can do with this yet, but we're gonna have a lot of fun seeing it.
Just learn as you go.
Learn as you go. So that
You'll
was
press
today's.
the Alt key with the shift, and then you just go from there.
Yeah, and everybody has their different methods. Some people are more with the keys, with the shift and all that stuff. I'm
Mhm.
more of a point and click guy. I'll get down to learning the keys if I have to.
Mhm.
There are many they have a whole key menu for running StreamYard that I just don't
saw
even. Yeah, I do a point and click. I'm not going to learn all those keys, because I'll fumble. I'll hit the wrong key eventually. Pointing and clicking is just much easier for me.
Yeah.
So. But everybody has their own speed, Scott. So and that's what I told him. We all learn this at our own pace. Like you said, you didn't know nothing about this a couple months ago, but the more you're around it every day, and you get around, you're like, oh goddamn, I might actually be good at this stuff. I
Yeah.
might.
I've been
Yeah,
able to take some of the skills and apply it to like my personal life too, and make graphics, for other people. And I'm getting ready to working on a video editing project for a association with child advocacy that I do
Okay.
too. So it's pretty cool.
That's great. And that's what I love about this. I love personal growth, and I love seeing this, and I love sharing it with everybody. So yeah, so the Shuley Network YouTube page, Sports Heads will be back on Friday, but go ahead, like, share, subscribe to the Shuley Network on YouTube page. And that's where you'll see all this stuff. Now, tomorrow, you will catch me Tuesday. There's 7 p.m. Levy Land, which is on the Shuley Network. But then over on YouTube at 8:30, you will catch me co-hosting the Rob Saul Show, hosted by Rob Saul, co-hosted by Chris Abels, Anthony Zenheiser. I don't know why I fumbled on that. Doug Nelson, and myself. So catch us over there tomorrow. We normally pick up on whatever stories happening on Levy Land or whatever the hot topic is today. Like last week, he was upset. Well, we had Lorenzo on, but he was also disappointed that Kevin kind of went after Rob Saul.
Yeah.
Because all Rob does is proclaims his love for Kevin Brennan constantly. And then I think it turned into a situation where Kevin was on the air a long time the last week, and he was like clawing and reaching, and he made a reference to Bob, like, oh, well, at least it's not, why do you treat you like that? You're not like Rob Saul or anything like that. Like saying he was like a lesser guy. And I think that just destroyed Rob, because Rob loved Kevin so much.
Yeah, that stinks.
Yeah. So
I guess the Brennan stink. So
the Brennan stink. That's where it comes from, I guess, right? So Rob was a little disappointed with that, but I think even he understands Kevin's sense of humor, because that's what he does. He just goes all in on people. So I guess Rob was just the next convenient target. And he even said that he's like, I don't know, I was just thinking.
Target.
Yeah, basically. So yeah.
Give somebody a break for a second.
Yeah. So catch out all the stuff on the Shuley Network. Tomorrow, see Levy Land at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and then at 8:30, come over and click on YouTube to the Rob Saul Show and catch up with us over there. Yeah. And then Friday at 7:30, it'll be an all new Sports Heads. We want a lot of people to show up. We were, I think last time I checked, we had approximately over 1,600 views on that episode, right?
Yeah. I think so.
So we know there's a curiosity factor for the Sports Heads. Shuley said nice things in your video package about our show, and I know he really means it. He's a sincere guy, and we want you to show up Friday. We're going to be spreading this, pushing this out more, and when I get to talking to the guys, we're really going to make a push. And we want to keep those 1,600 people showing up week after week, and I think we're going to see even more than that.
Yep.
Are you drinking that guano coffee? No. All right, I've heard of that. They also have the cat, right, or the cat poop coffee. You've heard of that, Stormee?
No.
Oh, that's a thing. Apparently, and the guano coffee too. Apparently, there's certain I think there's a cat where they eat it, but they can't process the beans, and then people actually will grind and brew those beans. So Scott's making half a joke there. There is actually shit coffee out there, so that's not exactly a joke. They are doing a thing with Jerry Lewis. Oh, with the Jerry Lewis things on the BS. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Kath, for letting us know that. They started that little Jerry Lewis thing last show that they did, where I've seen that horrible interview with Jerry Lewis. I don't know if Howard Stern used to show clips of that, and it was just a train wreck. Have you see all those clips last week, Stormee?
Yeah, I've seen that, and then prior to that, I seen somebody else. I want to say it was Steel Toe that was showing that interview at one point and made me look into it.
Yeah, it's kind of an infamous interview near the end of his life where this young guy came in and basically was trying to do like a wrap up of his career, but for whatever reason, this interviewer and Jerry Lewis just didn't take to each other, and just Jerry just snide comment or remark after another.
Yeah.
This guy's trying to ask him questions about his career and what he did and why he did, and he's just giving all these answers. So
Yeah.
I'm sure the
short
guys are.
answers.
What's that again?
Very short answers.
Yeah, it's very short, very abrupt answers, like just get it over with answers kind of thing. And I'd be interested to know the dynamic. I would like to interview like that interviewer and go like, what
Yeah.
was your impressions, dude? Like what happened? Like, why did that go wrong?
If you were him, what would you do?
That's true. I mean, I guess he tried the best and tried to plow him, but the guy was young, and I don't think I can't say he was insincere because I don't know him, but he was asking just a lot of checklist questions, like
Generic
did you-
questions.
yeah, maybe that was his irritation. I don't know. They were just kind of run of the mill questions. It didn't seem like he was overly a fan of Jerry Lewis or interested. He was just there for that. Let's see. Coffee beans digested in their gut. That's right. Jerry's familiar with it too. That's right. I don't know what desperate son of a bitch like needed coffee that bad where they went, hey, where are the coffee beans? Oh, they are over there. They just got shit out. Oh, I'm gonna brew that shit. Like who would do that on purpose? I don't understand the origin of some of these things, but I do understand that
You do
guano.
without coffee then. You don't
No doubt. I'd move on and find another drink. I'd be anything, grabbing fruit out of trees and sucking on it, anything. But
or like the lady who was desperate enough, I guess, to eat tarantulas that was on Replayables Friday.
oh my God, that video was horrible.
It's gross.
Oh, she's eating these gigantic bugs and they're live. Oh, Chris, you sick son of a bitch. Yeah, I did see that video. I turn away from that because I'm not much of a blood guy or seeing people eat videos. There's certain things I just don't need to take in.
It was gross.
But so as we think about, we're going to wind down the show for today, but I think this was a really great one. Thank you everybody for joining us. One last thing we'll just talk about. We'll just touch on some news because this was a big story. The old Chinese balloon thing.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
We started hearing about that. What are your impressions of that whole thing?
I think that the media and everybody's making it something that it's probably not. I don't understand exactly everything because everybody's got a different story, but I think it's being like totally turned around probably from what it really is.
Yeah, so I'm sure most people are aware, but for those of you who might not be, a Chinese weather balloon drifted into United States airspace. At least the first reports that I heard of it were like Thursday, I think, when they said it was over Montana. This is from U.S. News and World Report, and it says China expresses regret for drifting balloon that alarmed the U.S. military leaders. So they allege, there's a picture of it right there. They allege.
Why would they even have a balloon like that? I just don't get it.
So for what little I know about history, apparently this was one of the original cheap ways of spying, Stormee, in that I can't say what date, but apparently back in the early days of surveillance, this was an easy way and an undetectable way to obtain surveillance over a particular area because they make no noise. They're at a high altitude. And when the cameras got good, they were sending balloons up with spy cameras. So I think
maybe they shouldn't be white if they're going to spy.
Maybe they should have made it blue like the sky and would blend it in. Nobody would ever saw it. How about that? No, well, yeah, so there's that. I guess they go with the white because, I think any color would add weight to it, probably.
Maybe.
So that might be consideration. And plus it's solar. There's solar panels on it that ran. But of course they claim it was the old weather observation balloon. I tend, just for the history that we learned of China, I tend not to believe the first answer I've been given out of life. They shot it down over the Carolinas Saturday, I believe they did. They shot it down, and there's video. I don't know if it's contained in here necessarily, but you see there's a political political cartoons from U.S. News and World Reports, Chinese spy balloons, and it says "Say cheese." See, it's got little cameras on it, so that's their political take on it. And my whole thing is, back in the day, they used to have these things come back home or retrieve them to get the information. In
Yeah.
theory, this thing could have been feeding live streaming data back to whoever was running it, more than likely, right?
Yeah, I mean, because look what we're doing. I mean, we're miles
Exactly.
apart, and
That's right. So it's kind of within the realm of possibility that they were essentially streaming it. So other than not having it above us, I don't know that there was any benefit gained by shooting it down. I understand you can't shoot it down over land, but it just seemed I just seemed funny because it went over Montana. I understand we have a sensitive military missile silos out there. And I
Mhm.
was surprised that they even let it get to the East Coast because I was concerned about a controlled descent. Because in theory, if they could float it over, they could probably blow it up or choose to, when it comes down, and possibly attack the White House. So I was really surprised that they let it, just for that reason, get to
Yeah.
the East Coast. No matter what you thought of it, whether you thought it was innocent or not, I can't believe that NORAD allowed that over basically airspace, or to get that close
First
to.
they give us COVID, and now we get the
There you go. So that happened. Same old political stuff. They say it was a weather balloon. Sorry, our bad. All that stuff. But that was the big story over the weekend. But yeah, you wonder if it was just innocent. You wonder if it was spying. You wonder if it was as much as people are making out of it, as you said. But
I don't
just
know.
another day in America. All right, with that. All right, so I guess we got 4 people watching. Thank you very much. This has been a very enjoyable episode of Morning Coffee Pod. We hope we helped you start off your podcast week in a good way and start off your week in a good way. Any final thoughts or comments, Stormy?
No, I don't think so. Just hope everybody has a good day, and don't forget your Valentine's gifts.
Ah, good pointer. Very good. That's right. See, she's trying to help you out, guys. Don't forget those gifts. It was sprinkling the new COVID on us. Well, that's funny. Yeah, we're not going to get into chemtrails or anything like that, Scott. But a lot of people have those theories too, right? Yeah, the new variant they dropped on our heads, right? Exactly, bro. And that's another reason why I can't believe that they allowed it to
Yeah, I
get
mean,
to.
to allow it to get like that, then I mean, why? Why?
Right.
That's
And my wife was saying, well, she was wondering if there was a way to obtain it up there. Like, could they have went out and put a hook
Yeah.
on it? I don't know if obviously I don't know enough about aeronautics or anything to know if that was even safe for anyone involved. But and I'm sure, you had all the top military minds on it, but it just seemed to be a delayed reaction. I know they're not going to tell the public everything up to the minute. They have to wait for some things, but just the lackadaisical action and reaction to this was a little disconcerting, and hopefully nothing ever comes of it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's probably many things going on like this that are going on without our awareness, and
Yeah.
we're fine with. So hopefully
Sometimes
this is just another
ignorance
one
is
of those.
bliss, though. It's sometimes better not.
Sometimes, yeah, many times ignorance is bliss. Yeah, sometimes I envy ignorant people because they're just so happy, and I'm like, yeah, I wish I could just not give a shit about everything like that, and just sometimes it's hard not to let things bother you.
Yep.
Yep.
It's true.
Yep. So, but that's why we show up every day. We love podcasting because if the big Chinese balloon comes along dropping COVID on us, at least we can say we had fun up to the last minute.
It's true.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, with that, let's see. It is, wow, we did almost a 2-hour show, Stormy. A record for Morning Coffee Pod with BF and Stormy. Normally, we like to make it a tight hour because we are such fans and we have so much fun just going over and dropping live comments in the chat and playing along and seeing where we can get them guys to go with the next comment or putting a thought in their head. It's so much fun. And we like doing that, but we also enjoy being here with you doing this. And so I will be going back and watching that. I hope some of you all do too, and go back and see what they say and get yourself ready for whatever the next show is coming up. Because I'm curious to see if they address, because they hadn't really addressed anything about the Chad talking too much shit.
Might do that on MLC. Who knows? Maybe they'll Shuli and then might show up on there today. Who knows?
Right. So watch the youtube.com Shuli Network. Go to Patreon /the Shuli Network, because all of this stuff is going to slowly be rolling out, all the action and reaction and more DabbleCon content. So if you want to see that inside stuff, patreon.com /Shuli Network. Check that out. YouTube, Shuli Network. Catch me tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. on the Rob Saul Show with the boys. Let's see, I got music. I got music and everything. And we really enjoyed being with you here today. Thank you for the upwards of 10 people to some of us live the whole time. I want to thank Stormee again for that awesome video package. We are going to have a great time presenting our favorite podcasts to you in that way and sharing them with you on a video level, on a much better level. So for Stormee, I am BF BobbyFran. We hope you enjoyed yourself today. We hope you have a great start to your work week, a great start to your podcast week. And we'll see you in the chat, and we'll see you next time we see you. Peace and love. We are out.